Hello, I'm Jaynee from Messages from Heaven by Jaynee on YouTube. Let me explain something to you that you probably don't know about past lives. Um, when you were a kid, were there countries, history that you liked to draw, something that drew you, something that you found yourself interested in? I used to read about ancient Egypt. I loved reading about it. I used to draw little people, um, supposedly from there. I used to draw anyway, but um, has, you know, when you feel close to any country, that's a clue. Usually, it means you had a life there. If you believe in reincarnation, which I do, um, we live, and God, I don't know where I don't know the physics, the logistics of how we live again, but we are really beings of light, of energy. When we come here, we that that energy is what animates us. If you don't believe it, that's fine. You may not believe that, and you may believe that we do have past lives. Whatever you believe, it's fine as long as it makes you happy or comfortable. Um, what I find once you get comfortable with the idea, um, you find a lot of things that lead you to past lives. Um, the other day, I was online and I saw someone whose name was something O'Sullivan, and I looked at the name and it was like, I don't know how to describe what it was like. It was like zoom right into that name, and it was so weird. I knew I had that name at one time. I don't think I was a female. I think I was a male. Um, and it was in Ireland. It wasn't here. What was the life? I don't know. I didn't really have the time to look into it, and I've seen a lot of lives. Um, Years ago, I went to someone who did past lives. She hypnotized the client, of which that's what I was, and it brought out a life I had in a very early civilization where people wanted me to draw one thing and I wouldn't. I was drawing and painting what I wanted to paint. And eventually they killed me. Um, so, okay, I got that from her. And then, relatively recently, someone told me, another person dealing with past lives, that I was a female and it was cave painting, which I didn't know before, but it made complete sense. It has to make sense to you. I have this love of France. Why? I don't know. I mean, I've been there. I went with my brother, who was a consummate traveler. He's an unbelievable traveler. My feet never hurt so much as when I was with him, and we were almost literally walking across the continent. I mean, he is something else. Um, he's great at traveling, unbelievable. His son just spent 3 months in Europe. Just incredible. Okay, so he dragged me to France. I mean, I wasn't interested. Who isn't interested in going to France? Well, I wasn't. So then I didn't think anything of it. Okay, we walked around and I was surprised we didn't get fabulous food. Um, I really liked the beer in Germany, fabulous. I am a beer drinker, but um, it was better than anything. You could just drink it from morning till night, probably fall off the chair, but um, fabulous beer, fabulous cheese. So anyway, I find myself not, that was in 2013. I went with my brother Bruce. Um, find myself having this love for France. Uh, I love the United States. It's like that. So I know people feel that way about France. People from the Holocaust went back. No way, didn't they? They went back. They, it's the kind of country that they have a lot of pride in their nation, and um, people love it. What else? Okay, I told you about the O'Sullivan. One day I was opening the bathroom cabinet, and you know, they I realized, oh, that's what I did in in um in what you call it, not Deutschland. Um, I had that too, but in Amsterdam, I was a servant. I knew that I was a servant. That was okay. It wasn't a bad life at all. And that you can tell whether, like, you get feelings whether they were good lives or bad lives, or, okay. I worked with my husband the other day because he's been for years having bad dreams from a life that he had in Sicily. He was really low on the totem pole in a mafia kind of operation. He was kind of limited. He lived with his mom. He was the son who was not off, but he wasn't really bright like the rest of them. There were a bunch of siblings. They all lived in around mom, but he took care of mom and mom took care of him. And the guys who he worked for used to torture him because he would stand it, and he needed the job. He felt honored to be working. His mother always told him that uh, what'd she tell him, that he was a good boy and his working was important, and that all the kind of stuff. So he was proud that he could hold a job, and he did. But it was really a bad life, and eventually, uh, by accident, they had him doing something on a kind of cliff. It wasn't really a high cliff. He fell and he died. And they didn't really care. Um, but I mean, his siblings were happy to get rid of him. Like, good, I don't have to worry about him after mom dies. Um, his mother did live to be old, and she did miss her son, who had been there all that time. Let me think. So, if you find yourself drawn to certain nations, to certain cultures, it's a clue. And just just know that you may have had a life there. That's really all. The more that you meditate, the more things like that come out. Um, it is not hard to talk to spirits. That's not what we're talking about now, but it isn't. And there's so much that you can do. Um, if you want to know more, please write to me at spiritsbyjaney@gmail.com. I will be so pleased to write to you. I do readings, and I can tell you your past lives. I can tell you probably what's going to happen. Um, I certainly know about politics, and I can't read minds. Somebody was afraid that I was reading his mind. No, no, I don't do that. And um, I don't go looking at people. I can do remote feelings. I'm an empath, so I can do that. I can, client like just look in, but I don't do that to regular people. It's not it's not nice, so I don't do it. Okay, so if you want me, just write to, or if you want to complain, just write to, what's my email? My email is spirits by Jaynee at gmail.com. Thank you for so much for watching. Just push, push the buttons. Thank you. Okay. Bye for today.